Bryant. I'm the current chairman of the Chamber of Commerce, and I am absolutely passionate about this problem being addressed regarding roads. Let me give you 3 quick stats. Charleston drivers spend an average of 41 hours each year stuck in traffic. 43% of our local Charleston area roads are in poor to mediocre condition. And our roads in their current condition, the poor condition, cost Charleston residents an average of $1,800, $1,850 per year due to higher vehicle operating costs and congestion delays. This is a serious problem, and it is no wonder that infrastructure is the top priority of our entire Low Country business community, and in my opinion, every citizen that I talk to. Everyone knows that Charleston is growing, and we have a traffic problem at this moment, and we certainly need to devote more money to solving this infrastructure problem. The business leaders gathered here today have one simple message to our senators: please pass the roads bill right now, this year. There is no plan B. There are no other options. We are out of time. Now is the time for us to pass a roads bill. We need sustainable, reoccurring funding, and we need it this year. Members of our South Carolina House have already shown leadership and voted overwhelmingly to fund our road infrastructure. It's time for the Senate to follow suit and get this done. One of our local representatives, Katie Arrington, from Dorchester District 94, is among those who heard the voice of our citizens begging to solve our problem and supported road funding. And I'll turn it over to Katie. Thank you so much for your leadership on this issue.
Oh, no, thank you. So good morning, and thank you all for having me. This was and is my highest and greatest concern for the state. We have to have the road solution. And I implore the senators, from Senator Leatherman all the way down, ladies and gentlemen, please do not kick this down the can, stall out so that we end session and this is not dealt with. You must find a solution. Lives depend on this. This is not about an income tax issue. This is not about who has what in the state. This is a life and death matter that matter every single day. We lost 973 lives in South Carolina last year. That is unacceptable. Governor McMasters, I appreciate, sir, you are running for re-election, and you are concerned about turning people off about raising taxes. This is a use-based fee. If you're not driving a car and you're not registering a car, you're not paying any additional tax. We cannot have the people that are using our roads from other states, which we welcome here in Charleston, but we can't bear that burden. We have rural districts that are in dire need of help. It is your job as a governor, it is your job as senators to do the right thing for the people of this state, and this after 3 years of coming from the House. We have a solution. We sent it over to the Senate. The Senate and the House have worked together. I don't think there is any dispute from the governor's office saying that originally when he took over from Governor Haley, he asked the president for $5 billion. The president then said, "There's no money coming, sir." He then said, "Go find it in the budget." And after he took some time with his staff, realized there was no money in the budget, he turned around and then said, "We'll use a bonds bill. We'll borrow money to fix the roads." Ladies and gentlemen, we are at a crisis point. So either we do something in the next 2 weeks, or we should all go home ashamed of ourselves. I thank you all for coming out today. I beg of you to call your senators, stay on them about it. I believe the ones in the Low Country are supportive, so we have that. Upstate is where we need the help. Thank you all for coming today, and I'll turn it back over. There you go.
Thank you, Representative Arrington, for your words of encouragement and leadership. I'm Bryan Derreberry, President and CEO of the Charleston Metro Chamber. Today I stand before you representing our Board of Directors, 1,600 business members that employ over 160,000 employees in the Low Country. Our state's gas tax has not been increased in 30 years. That means the primary way we fund road maintenance hasn't changed since 1987. Metro Charleston businesses need well-maintained and efficient roads, highways, and bridges to remain economically competitive. Every year we visit with 150 CEOs in our region, and we ask them a simple question. Over the next 1 to 3 years, what gives you the greatest concern with regard to how you're going to be competitive with your business? The number one answer without fail is the need for more sufficient infrastructure, better funded roads, better funded bridges, to be able to be a globally facing community and continue to grow Charleston in the way we've done it the last 10 years. Today, local chambers and local officials across the state of South Carolina are holding similar press conferences in a strong show of support for this funding bill to be completed in the next week. Partner organizations from around the region, including the Berkeley Chamber, the Trident CEO Council, and Charleston Regional Development Alliance, have added their voices for the completion of this piece of legislation and long-term sustainable funding for the roads and highways in South Carolina. This is the third year in a row that business leaders have urged lawmakers to support our state's vital infrastructure. The debate has gone on long enough. The time for talk is over. It's time for action now. Next week, members of the Senate need to finish the job and pass the roads bill. The House, as Representative Arrington shared, did their work. It's now time for the Senate to complete it. Thank you, and we'll be happy to take your questions.